Today we're going to be talking about an exciting topic of buying your cryptocurrencies, and not just how to buy it, but how to actually save quite a bit of money when doing so. Since the most recent IPO of Coinbase, meaning they have now been listed at the stock market, for me they just became so much more serious and really trustworthy. And that's why Coinbase is my trusted exchange for cryptos of choice. And I recommend you the same. There are other great ones out there, which I do use as well, but my primary crypto exchange is definitely Coinbase. They're doing a great job, they're super reliable, great and fast customer support, and I really love that. The interface is super simple, super easy. A lot of people that I know actually started buying their first cryptos on things like Robinhood, Revolut and other platforms, which makes it super easy because your funds often already in these accounts. But when you buy on those platforms, you don't actually own the keys. They are not your own. And that's a big problem because the saying is, not your keys, not your crypto. And that's really, really important. So what does it mean? You can't actually transfer those coins, whatever coins you own, into other brokers or exchanges, or ideally download into your own private ledger because actually they look after them for you. So the only way to get out of them is to sell them, liquidate them, use the money and then buy into another places. So from a tax point of view and for people in the long-term game, it's not ideal. And I really recommend you to go with big crypto exchanges like Coinbase. But of course, there's also Kraken and Binance. Depending where you live, you have to do your own research. But in this video, we really want to focus on Coinbase and more importantly, Coinbase Pro, because there are some great benefits and great savings to be made. And who doesn't want to save a bit of money here and there? Let's start off with Coinbase. Some of you may be familiar with it, some of you it's new. So it's not a deep dive into Coinbase, but more a sort of comparison between Coinbase and Coinbase Pro. So the sign-up process is very easy. You basically just register. They have what's known as KYC, know your customer, so you have to provide your data. But I think again, goes back to that trustworthiness. That's very good. It goes super fast. I did it within literally 5 minutes. You scan your passport or your driver's ID, put your details, and you're good to go. So once you have your account and you really put a password, really make it a difficult password. I'm using a password manager called 1Password, which I really recommend you. That makes your life so much easier and makes sure you're not duplicating the same passwords for different services. The first thing you should do once you log in is enable two-factor authentication. I use an app called Authy. Even if somebody cracks your password, they can't log in because they need that second approval, which can come from your mobile device or from your computer. So having that in place, super, super important. So once you log in, it's really very simple, straightforward platform. As you can see, you're being greeted by your portfolio. So you always have an overview of how much money you actually have in your total portfolio. Now, it doesn't really show you your gains and your losses. I usually track that separately, and I can show you in another video how I do that, where I basically track all my various funds from the different exchanges, even stocks in one central Google sheet. Because here it kind of dilutes with the deposits and withdrawals. It just shows you your current total portfolio over time. As you can see, I mean, if I go back a year, well, I just started a couple of months ago. It really grew and developed quite nicely in such a short time. Of course, it's been a very good times for cryptocurrencies in general. But yeah, so basically good things. You can see what is happening in your portfolio. You have all your assets here. You can see how I basically allocate my funds. Right now I have some deposits that I've made for the sake of this tutorial, where I'm going to show you how I invest through Coinbase and Coinbase Pro and what the difference are. And then you can see basically how your assets are allocated. As you can see here, majority of my funds are currently in Bitcoin, but I'm planning to load up more on some altcoins such as Cardano and Polygon, which I do see great upside potential. Right. So traditionally how you would do it, and again, it's very similar on your mobile app, probably even simpler, but I just wanted to show you irrespective of mobile platform on the web-based. But again, apps are available on both Android and Apple, so it's very simple for you to do. So all you have to do is hit over here, buy and sell. So the first time you log in and you want to actually buy some cryptocurrencies, you hit the buy and sell button, very simple. And if you don't have any money yet, it will basically prompt you to add some deposits into your account. It will say it down here basically, and then you just choose the best option that works for you in whatever country you live. Personally, I never use credit cards or PayPal because they have huge fees once you make deposits and transfers. So the best is to use a bank transfer. I live in the European Union, so here we have SEPA payments. It's literally instant. I transferred from my bank account. It literally arrived less than a minute onto my Coinbase, so blazing fast and zero fees. So this is the best option. So check it out. It usually shows you the fees corresponding, but please don't use your credit card because that's immediately 3-4% of your deposits taken away just for fee processing. So once you have your money up and running, as you see before in your assets, it will show, and you can choose any currencies that you as your home currency, that your native currency. It can be US dollars, euro, whatever it may be. So once you have your funds in there, and now I want to basically buy cryptos worth 500 euros. So basically I put the amount I want to buy, and I can choose if it's a one-time or a regular purchasing. For now, I choose to do it whenever I feel there's the right point, not just regular purchases, but whenever I feel the market takes a little bit of a dip and I can buy Bitcoins or any cryptocurrency at a cheaper price. I'm going to select to buy Ethereum, and I would say I want to buy Ethereum for the price of 500 euros. So basically, I can see what I can pay with. I can also, again, select another payment asset, or I'm selecting in this case my Euro wallet where I have already my money deposited. So I can click on preview buy, and it pulls up a little order preview. So here you can see how many ethers you're actually buying. In this case, 0.2. I'm paying from my Euro wallet, and the price will be 2,400 for the ether, and I will basically purchase for 495 euros because, and here is the big point, and we'll come to this in a moment, as you can see, Coinbase is really taking a big chunk of money out of this. So they're basically taking 1% of the entire order. So in total I'm paying 500 euros, but I'm actually only getting 495 worth because Coinbase cut 1%. So again, you may not think it's a lot, but once you go into bigger numbers and you buy, imagine you buy Bitcoin. Imagine you buy one Bitcoin, which is currently, let's say, around 50,000 euros. So 1% of that comes to around 500 euros. Now, that 1% doesn't only kick in once you buy, but the same 1% comes when you sell. So again, on the 50,000, let's say, imagine you buy it, you needed to liquidate it a few weeks later. Let's say the price remains stable at 50,000. So you pay the 500 euro once at purchase, and another time once you liquidate your assets. So actually, you basically paid Coinbase 1,000 euros for 50,000 euros worth of Bitcoin. So that's a 2% transaction fee, which I think is a lot. As great as the platform is, it is a big fee. But, and that's a good thing, there is a way around it, and I will show you how. So right now, all I have to do is click buy now, and boom, here we are. We just bought some Ether. So I'm very excited about that. And as you can see right here, when I go into my Ethereum, it basically shows that today I bought some Ether and it's right there. So yeah, that's pretty good. My Ether balance is growing. I think Ether is exciting. As you can see here, a lot of trading activities. And again, we are in it for the long term. We are not here to buy and sell, but really make sure that we are in the long term. And yeah, I think that has the biggest potential. Now, as I told you, those 2% is a lot. And I want to show you how you can cut that basically into half. All you have to do when you have a Coinbase account, you actually also own a Coinbase Pro account. So all you have to do is to go to pro.coinbase.com. So the same website, you just put pro. In front of it, and you already happen to have a Coinbase account. So once you navigate to the website, you basically just click into sign in, and it already picks up your login details, because it's the same account you use for your normal Coinbase account. And again, Coinbase Pro also has an app associated with it. So very simple, you can do all those trades from your phone as well. Now, the first time you log in, it looks a little bit overwhelming, but again, don't get scared. It's super simple, super easy to use. Again, we are not day traders, so I'm even not going to go too deep into the matter here. We are looking at long-term hold. So I'm really not looking to cash out in the next 6 months, 1 year. I'm really looking at the 3, 4, 5-year horizon, where I think those cryptocurrencies really play out extremely well. So in this case, what we can do, again, as they are linked, we don't have any money right now in here. So basically you will just deposit money. So you click on Euro. So you could, again, either do a bank transfer into your separate Coinbase account, or you can simply, and that's very easy, use your funds from Coinbase. And as you can see, previously I had 1,000 euros left. I bought something for 500. So I still have 500 euros left in Coinbase. So basically I want to transfer that to my Coinbase Pro account. So I select that, I click on max, because that's the 500 euros. And most importantly, you can see there's no fee, because it's an intra transfer within the two accounts of the same company. So it's basically instant. So all I have to do is click deposit, and it will take a second, and boom, here we go. The funds are in the account. So that's very good. So when I go to portfolio, you can see over here I have 500 euros to work with. Now, if I want to do the same exercise and buy some more Ether, I can very simply do this. So all I have to do is go back to trading. And in here, I basically have to select the market. That's the most crucial thing you have to get right. Now here you select which kind of base currency you're using. I select Euro as my base, but you can also select USD, and it brings up all your USD related trades. So basically you could do USD versus any other cryptocurrency. So from here, basically I could buy with my euros, I could buy Bitcoin, I could buy Ether. So I want to use my full amount of 500 euros. So all I have to do now, I could use a limit order, a stop order, but again, I don't want to overcomplicate. But here is the big difference. As you can see, the fee is significantly less. Before we paid 5 euros on one order, and now we only pay 2.5. So again, it may seem like a small difference in numbers, but it's 50% saving. And the same will happen when I sell. So I save again on the sale 50%. So going back to example of 50,000, let's imagine one Bitcoin of 50,000. So instead of buying, and maybe I can just pop that in here, just for the sake of the exercise, 50,000, I would be paying only, still a lot, but only 250 versus 500 euros. So again, at selling, I would pay in total 250 plus 250, 500 euros in total, versus on Coinbase, I would pay 500 plus 500, 1,000 euros in total. So you're saving 500 euros simply by using a slightly more complicated tool if you want, which in essence is really not that complicated. As you see, very straightforward. All you have to do is select it, put your amount, and you're good to go. And for me, I think that's a huge saving, especially the more you invest, the more regular invest in the long term, you're really gonna get some great savings out of this. And savings is money that you can reinvest into future investments to further grow your portfolio. So let's go ahead, confirm the order, place order. I can see one more time, 2.50, I get 0.2 ethers, place order. And again, it will just take a matter of seconds until this is confirmed, and we should be good to go. It's probably already executed. If I go back into my portfolio, you can see here, I have no more euros left because the euros were converted into Ether. So now my entire Coinbase Pro deposit is consisting of Ether, the ones I just bought, and not 500 but minus 250, because of course, as you know, the 2.50 cents were taken out as commission. So you can see that's amazing structure. Now the only difference in Coinbase Pro, it may not look visually as pleasing. So maybe you want to centralize your funds in Coinbase or Coinbase Pro, and you don't want to have them all over the place. So what I usually do, as I said, I buy and sell through Coinbase Pro, but then later just transfer them over to Coinbase. So I have it all into a central central portfolio, which makes it easier, more visual to track. So how are you actually doing this? That's very simple. All you have to do is going into withdraw, select whatever cryptocurrency you want to transfer, in this case Ether, and I can send it or to a crypto address, which is could be a ledger or an offline sort of cold storage, which ideally you should be downloading, and I'll do the same to not have all your cryptos online. But in this case, we want to transfer back to Coinbase.com and make sure that's all in one central portfolio. So here it's very simple. I can see from my portfolio account of Coinbase Pro how many Ethers I have, and I want to transfer to Coinbase, my main portfolio on Coinbase.com. So I can or type exactly how many Ethers if I want less than 0.2, but in this case I want to have all of them transferred to Coinbase. The great thing here, there's no fees. There's a certain limit, but you have to be really a massive trader to reach that limit, and best of all, it's instant. So of course I go ahead, I push withdraw, and you will see within a matter of seconds it will be right over to my Coinbase account. So now once we refresh this, you will see my portfolio is back to 0. Alright, so if I hop back into my Coinbase account, you can see already here that I received my Ethereum from Coinbase. So I'll just pull up the Ethereum account, and so you can see just over here that basically the transfer was successful from Coinbase, exactly 4.98. So actually I gained already 50 cents by holding it for a few seconds. And yeah, previously I bought the same, but you can see at the lower margin. So again, if you have smaller numbers but trade more frequent, it really saves you. Or if you do large purchases and over time, you can have great savings with Coinbase Pro. So really, I strongly recommend to really give it a go. Have a look at Coinbase Pro in the long term. And again, we are here for long-term investors. I think the benefits are super high because you save so much on the fees. Now there are other cryptocurrencies out there that may be cheaper, but I just have a feeling that they're less trustworthy, less reliable. I feel very comfortable with Coinbase, but I always had that high commission as a sort of, question point that I had about Coinbase. But now having discovered Coinbase Pro, I think it's so much better. And again, it's just a matter of a few extra clicks for you to buy it through there and transfer it back into your Coinbase account. But it saves you so much money. So I hope that was helpful for you. I hope you get some value and you basically save some money going forward. So if you found it helpful, I really appreciate if you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Maybe you have some ideas or questions you would like me to explore further on Coinbase or on other topics around personal finance. With this, guys, I thank you for watching, and I'm excited to see you in the next one. Take care, stay blessed, and see you soon. Ciao, ciao.